Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we are going to discuss NFT season kicking off with a bang on the back of a number of sweeps last night. We're talking about Ethereum's wild week, wild weekend, wild morning. ETH continuing to pump and see Treasury companies kick off. And we're going to talk about what alts we are targeting this week. GM, I'm joined today by Easy and Signal. I'm back after a week off. Hopefully you guys managed to be here and enjoy the show without me. I'm pumped to be back. I feel like I missed so much, so I'm going to catch up here alongside of all of you on what happened over the past week. I've been following along, but so much happened in the last week that I have to imagine I am somewhat behind. Easy, how you feeling? How you feeling today?
I'm good, Ray. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to rock. I've missed doing the show, honestly. Like, I feel like when I'm doing the show, I'm so much more plugged into the crypto world, and I just haven't had.
You gotta stay on it. Yeah. You gotta stay on it. I don't know, man. NFTs are pumping. My bags are up. I bought a bunch of mythics. That always feels good.
Let's go. We were buying them sub 0.1 in the Bodalgo's Discord.
I didn't get in that early.
So pretty excited about that. Sig, how you feeling? It's been a few weeks now.
I know it's been a couple of weeks, right? It feels good to be back in the seat. I can tell you, I've been watching the market on the sideline, just being like, Jesus Christ. I mean, what is going on here? Literally, normally summer, I'm like Bitcoin crab walking. You don't need electronic equipment on the beach. And this was the first time in basically since 2021, I was like, my butt needs to be at my computer and not at the beach. Euro summer, officially, Euro summer is cancelled. If you care about crypto, Euro summer is cancelled. We cannot take 3 months off. It is good, man. News is flowing. Ethereum almost at 4K. I found 2 ETH on the Blast wallet this morning. I was like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, honestly, it was nice not having to touch my portfolio and just watch it go up. I did make some random perps trade as I was getting notifications about all this bullish news. So I'd be waiting in the line at a Disneyland ride or on a plane or driving somewhere and I'd be like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. Let's just take a perps trade, and everything that was long essentially all last week all just printed. So looked good. A lot happened last week. We had Ethereum pump. We had the pump fund sale and token launch. All the legislation, is it going to pass? Is it not going to pass? Ended up all passing through. So pretty crazy week in crypto. One of the biggest weeks of the year, if not the last few years. I feel like last week. That being said, we have a ton to talk about today. So we're gonna get the weather report going with Signal in a second. First, we're gonna share a word from the partners of today's show. We love them. It's Gemini. Did you know that your credit card points and miles can lose value to inflation while they collect dust? Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles. Imagine that. Now imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini credit card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptocurrencies instantly with no annual fee. No fee. Gotta love that. Every swipe at the store or gas pump earns you instant rewards deposited straight into your account. Plus, sign up now for a $50 Bitcoin bonus to kickstart your rewards. Bodalgos.com/Gemini to sign up. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you doing? Are you Clemente? Do you have his credit score? If not, sign up. Join today. Again, if you're looking to invest in Bitcoin, Gemini credit card makes it easy. Easy. Thanks, Gemini. Big shout out there. Sig, let's kick it off with the weather report.
Yeah, it's going to be old school. It's going to be no music today, but it's still going to be the weather report. So today, Monday, July 21st, looking at that crypto roundup, the majors, they're all up on the day. We got Bitcoin at 118,000, Ethereum at 3,811, beautiful figure, and Solana at 191, just edging back over to 200. Over the weekend, the top three stories. Well, firstly, President Trump signed the Genius Stablecoin Act, marking a significant step in regulating dollar-backed stablecoins to foster financial innovation. The bipartisan legislation establishes a federal framework to ensure consumer protections and promote the growth of the $250 billion stablecoin market. Next up, it's NFT NFT season, the one we love to love and hate all at the same time, it kicked off with a bang as one wallet swept 45 crypto punks for over $10 million. The NFT total market cap surpassed $6 billion for the first time since January of this year, as multiple notable collections pumped, including good old Moonbirds, Bored Apes, Squiggles, Ringers, and Fidenzas. And then finally, Pantera-backed Ether Machine was created via a SPAC and a merger and raised $1.5 billion with the goal to become an active Ether generation company. They plan to hold over 400,000 ETH on day one of operations. The merged company is trading under the DYNX ticker and is up 30%, wow, in pre-market trading. That is all for the weather report, folks. It is back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always. Big news overnight. We had the NFT stuff. We had this Ether Machine announced. 30% pre-market trading. Looking at this thing, it was at a $170 million intraday market cap. So it looks like we might have potentially gaining 30% from there. Over 200 million now. Raised 1.5 billion. Easy. Any interest in DYNX? This new Ether SPAC?
I'm like done with treasury companies.
All done. Treasury companies out the door, and then really just worried about the knock-on effects, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all set. Not interested. On to the next thing.
Interesting. This thing's been like up only.
Is that easy? Is that because you got burned on the trade that you did with Nick? Or is it because you're just like fundamentally you just...
I cut SharpLink Gaming a little early, but I just think they're just pretty heavily saturated at this moment. So it's like, yeah, if you're going to bet on them, find the winners. SharpLink Gaming, MicroStrategy, things like that. And whichever one Tom Lee is a part of. That's it. Like, those are the ones I'd be closely watching. Other than that, though, I'm just like, I don't have a massive interest in chasing every new one that spins up.
I'm with you. I think they're overrated at this point. They're completely. It's like. Oh, sorry, I went to Paris. It's like croissants. I was with a group of friends in Paris. They all wanted to get croissants, and I was telling them it's overrated. Forget about it. There are better desserts. That is what I feel about with these treasury companies. Overrated, saturated, better plays out in the market right now.
Yeah, I think I agree. There's so many of these, and they're going to delete each other. I think it's just really bullish for the underlying assets and for like altcoins in general. You're going to see this, and I think you're going to continue to see this trickle down. You're going to see it with Ethereum. You're going to see it with Solana. I think Solana is going to have its day where you're going to start seeing like a number of these when this trade becomes too saturated, and then you're going to see it with altcoins, meme coins potentially as well. So I think we are really just getting started down this path. It continues to be profitable, but it could be that kind of that roller coaster meme effect where like you have Bitcoin doing the big loop, and then Ethereum's a smaller one, then the next one's a smaller one, etc. So I think you can see that, but I think it's bullish underlying for all of crypto at this point that these big companies are looking to just acquire. Long term, maybe not so bullish because these things could all easily unwind at the same time, which would exacerbate any kind of drawdown. But short term, more people buying bags right now in crypto, more legitimacy, law and framework passing. So like it feels very bullish. I'm looking here at the Ether Machine Twitter announcement, basically saying they have 1.5 billion in committed capital. They're looking to purchase 400,000 Ethereum day one. They're calling Ethereum digital oil to Bitcoin's digital gold. They're looking to actively raise Ethereum over time. So that's the goal of Ether Machine. Love to see it. ETH continues to pump. Maybe that's the more interesting chart to look at here. Easy. What is the ETH chart looking like for you? What are your targets? Where do we need to break out of to kind of push us to the next level?
I would like to see a break over 4K. Like that seems to be the top time and time again. I don't really know if we're gonna get that. I would hope. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I keep wanting to see a pullback. We haven't gotten it though. So
yeah, I mean, on the weekly, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles on the weekly right now. You can definitely see 4K as this kind of resistance.
Yeah, it's just nonstop, dude. It's literally just over and over. Like it's also like it's becoming a little bit tough to trade because you don't want to get caught like too long in a late market if you're not already exposed.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. The question is like, has the market like established more of a floor now that we have more institutions buying? Like we saw a record amount of inflows to Ethereum ETFs last week, and now we have all these treasury companies buying ETH. We have Tom Lee, one of the prominent figures behind Bitcoin's initial run, taking over the BMNR and just absolutely full porting ETH there. Like it feels like the tailwinds and the floor for this run just feel way more bullish than when we were looking at like, I don't know, like the Trump election, like what was going to hold like provide a floor after the election. That's this last run, the 4K. Like it was really just, speculation at that point. And now I feel like there's actual dollars flowing in and backing.
Yeah.
So I'm not as worried as getting stuck long as I would have been post-election, I guess. But we'll see. I'm also surprised that like we haven't crossed that level yet, considering all the news we've had over the past few weeks.
We're going to, in my opinion. Like it seems like it's inevitable, like the more I look at the market, the more I'm just like, yeah, dude, this thing you have a private or a publicly traded company that holds more ETH now than the Ethereum Foundation. The Ethereum Foundation sells ETH in order to continue business operations. A publicly traded company's entire inherent goal is to return shareholder value, which is make price go up. And if their price go up isn't completely dependent on the price of ETH going up, it seems like we know what's going to happen next.
Yep, I feel like I agree as well. Looking over at the strategic reserve site, two companies have now jumped over the Ethereum Foundation. We have Bitmine Immersion and SharpLink Gaming, both holding more than Ethereum Foundation. Ethereum Foundation was selling some of their ETH OTC to these companies. And you're seeing some other companies rise. Bit Digital being a newer one. If we're looking at 1.5 billion coming out of this Ether machine, they're going to jump the Ethereum Foundation soon enough as well. Percent of supply, though, I mean, 0.25% being the leader in percent of supply. It feels like there's more parity on these ETH treasury companies than there is on the Bitcoin side. Like you have Sailor and then you have everybody else, and like Sailor owning like percentages of Bitcoin versus these other companies owning fractions of percentages. It feels like there's more competition potentially in this space, and maybe like you'll see more players essentially at the top of the leaderboard, kind of fighting it out, which is interesting in terms of more buy pressure on our digital money.
Essentially, as well, you always have to think that these institutions, from a regulatory perspective, today at least, only have two options: it's the Bitcoin ETF or it's the Ethereum ETF. And for a long time, the Ethereum ETF was like lagging seriously against the Bitcoin ETF. And essentially, institutions coming in now, the ones who want to adopt the strategy, looking at Sailor, thinking he started buying at 30K, the price now is 118, and you're looking at Ethereum, which considerably lagged. You'll always be looking for your return versus your risk for where you are in the market. So Ethereum going over 4K with more institutional inflows coming in, I'd say is completely realistic. But also as well, I have to say massive shout out to DC Investor. We've had him on the show a couple of times. It's just like that guy has died on a crucifix for Ethereum. He has championed it when it was all like at 1,800, because I follow his Twitter, and he continues to champion it. And the amount of like flack he got, and for other people out there who get so much social pressure that you're wrong, that your long-term conviction is wrong in a trade, it just goes to show you like the people who have this sort of like crypto experience and have really parked their bags in what they believe to be the strongest assets over time could be wrong, but the market corrects back. And so, shout out to him and anyone else who takes these really strong convictions and just have to wait for 12 to 18 months and kind of feel like an idiot and take that social pressure, but at the end come out victorious because you're seeing the asset rally to essentially what could be their all-time new high.
Yeah, definitely respect the conviction. And like, essentially anyone who had conviction in Ethereum was laying out the playbook. like DC investor being one of them, like basically laying out the playbook, saying like, hey, this is where institutional capital could turn, stablecoin adoption being like the smart contract layer of money. They continue to say this, and we're seeing the institutional adoption, we're seeing the stablecoin adoption. So I mean, they were just early. They weren't wrong. Essentially.
The other thing though, that I keep thinking about is like, if we have all this stuff going on with ETH and Bitcoin, you're going to continue to see the risk curve expand as companies miss these opportunities. We've already seen a couple holding companies go into hype. We've seen a couple go into Sol. With ETH taking the predominant market share right now, outside of Bitcoin, obviously, but Bitcoin's kind of like, Bitcoin is the overplayed one in my opinion. Like that is the one that like so many people are in now. The next thing's going to be Sol, XRP, things like that. Would it shock me if we saw a Dogecoin one where someone just full ports a meme coin? Probably not. Like the farther down the risk curve we get, though, also presents more and more opportunity for risk, obviously. Where like once we start seeing meme coin funds and treasuries, I'm like, all right, time to like start to really take some off the table. For transparency, like I've done really well on perps the last like month and a half. And a lot of that money I'm taking out. Like it's going into an equity account and I'm buying boring shit because I'm like, sure, I might miss some upside on the memes, on the crypto side, but like it's my 4th or 5th cycle and I kind of don't want to like round trip a lot of this. And if I can continue to stack wins and ride trends, I'll just take profits out and just be content, you know, like, especially like we're seeing NFTs pump, man. That has me a little bit nervous.
Speaking of NFTs, everything essentially is in the green here from the top collections who have received volume. We saw a huge sweep on CryptoPunks, now at 47.75 Ethereum. That's about 175K. Pudgy's up over 16 ETH. Apes over 13 ETH. The little Pudgy's 1.7. Moonbirds had a pretty substantial run. Clemente was talking about them on the show on Friday, I believe, and they were sitting at like a 0.7, 0.8 ETH floor. They've now more than doubled, 1.75 ETH. Spencer really rallying the troops over there, saying big things are coming. Other notable collections that have gotten a ton of traction over the last 24 hours. Fidenza up to 34 ETH. There's a blast from the past. Up 41% on the day. Squiggles up 32% on a huge sweep as well. 5.8 ETH on Squiggles. It's nice. It's like refreshing seeing this list of like top volume NFTs and all being in the green. Talking about, you know, like the blue chips from last cycle, and they're all rebounding at the same time. Are you looking to ride this? The question is, are you looking to ride this at all? Or are you just like, okay, this pump isn't sustainable? I guess that's my question. Like, are we following or are we just kind of fading at this point?
I feel like if you've been switched onto the market, you would have already positioned yourself for this pump, because I think there were some very obvious signs which some of the individual collections which were going to pump in the next sort of 2 to 3 months. So I feel like if you're jumping in now, you're kind of riding the coattail. As well, there'll be people who were previous bag holders of these collections, and I feel a lot of those people are exiting on this pump as well, because they're like, I'm not going to wait another 3 years to see a significant NFT pump, because you really need $10 million of CryptoPunks to get the entire market excited. That doesn't happen as often as it used to. And then thirdly, it also feels as if, are these collections, and I'm not talking about punks like where you've seen significant sweeps, are these collections moving to diamond hands? Because previously in 2021, that's what happened. There'd be these huge sweeps that they'd go to diamond hands, and those hands were in discords that we all shared. You knew the person who had eight apes, 8 moonbirds, like you knew those people. And now it feels like, well, who is buying doodles? Like, is that a diamond hand? And it feels like, I think it's a bit too early to tell if it is. Like, yeah, Clonex is pumping. That's not diamond hand. So for me, I'm a bit like, this makes me nervous for some collections, not all collections, but for some collections. I'm just like, oh, I don't really know who that holder base is. So I already jumped in previously. I'm not jumping in now.
Easy, you're not buying Clonex here on the pump.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, what do I look like, dude? Like, I may be dumb, but I'm not an idiot. And that completely constitutes why the hell would I buy Clonex? Like, what? What are we doing? When I saw that, I was like, dude, maybe I should just, like, dump everything right now. Like, just go 100% cash. Why Why are we buying Clonex?
I think people are buying just everything. I think there's a trade to be. There was a trade to be made last night where you could just buy anything that hadn't pumped yet, and your thought process was, "Hey, everything's pumping. I'm just buying whatever hasn't pumped yet at this point." Like ordinals have pumped. Taproot Wizards 30%, 0.22 Bitcoin. Node Monkeys 21%, 0.04. Bitcoin Puppets 24%. Quantum Cat 17. Like Pizza Ninjas 34%. Like everything has ran. So I guess the trade you could have made last night was like seeing anything move and then just jumping in and grabbing something that hasn't yet. I think we see pullbacks on the ones that aren't as interesting and really had no reason to pump, like you're saying, Clonex being one of them. But there definitely was a trade to be made there, and I'm gonna have to be watching pretty closely on the NFT side to see what can continue to hold, price action. Other side, Coda's here at 1.25. It's jumping out to me among this list of top collections. 1.25 ETH. I feel like Doodles are like similarly priced. I feel like I'd rather have a Coda for any kind of like utility in the other side. That makes a little bit of sense to me. But yeah, I mean, things have already pumped so much. It's like very hard to see if it's going to continue to run up 25% off of its 1 ETH local lows. These are selling for like 30 ETH at one point.
Yeah,
Right, so
it's hard to. Sorry, Ray. It's just really hard to want to dip into your into your wallet and for me at least and buy one of these because I just feel like it's like the market has already learned and has experience of. I'm not just talking about other side Coda, like I'm talking about other collections as well, but like people have experience of like what that team has done, what they've been doing. Everything is pumping at the same time, but there are certain collections that I feel shouldn't be having that pump because they haven't done anything to get that pump, and that's what makes me really nervous when you see this just sort of blanket move across the market, and especially when you see that on something like ordinals. So I feel like people are exiting. Essentially, people were holding stuff, they've held it for months, and now this is a good time to exit. I think between the three of us, if we're not going back in right now, like on a Monday, it's kind of like a litmus test of what is happening.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. I mean, I'm pretty happy with my NFT exposure. I'm not as exposed as I was in past cycles, but the ones I'm in, I like. But yeah, I kind of want to look at and see like, all right, which of these would make sense if we continue to see a run on the blue chips and then trickle down effects. But maybe give it a day to cool off, see if this was sort of just a one-time pump. We see a good amount of exit from old participants, like you said. I don't know if they've really exited yet. They probably saw these numbers go up. They're still underwater, and they're like, okay, well, let's do that again. And if we hold steady at these prices for a day or two, then I think we're going to see people start to say, okay, well, I'm not round tripping this little gain again. But something to watch out for. Feels good to see NFTs on the move, though. Easy, I have some questions for you. The first one being, what is going on with Jerome Powell right now? Like, is he leaving? Is he getting forced out? How can they force him out?
I don't think they can. Like,
right.
they're gonna keep saying unless he like committed a crime. Like, I don't really see how they force him out. And honestly, I don't want him to be forced out because what that does is creates uncertainty for the market, and uncertainty is always bearish. Like, unless you have like a clear dictation of where the market's going, it's like any sort of uncertainty is a bad thing, in my opinion. Especially in a market right now where like prices are going up, even on the back of like no rate cuts just yet. That's where I'm like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't fire the guy who hasn't cut yet, but we also are pumping. Like, because cuts are just going to continue to push the market higher. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Powell, but at the same time, us just getting rid of him right now is going to cause like a pretty big sell off, despite so many people being like, no, this is so bullish. It's like, is it though? Like, all that does is create uncertainty, and the market hates uncertainty. So I don't know.
It seems like the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, is agreeing with you. He's saying he's been advising Trump privately against removing Jerome Powell. I think like there's like some stuff they can do to like potentially like have a hearing, like I think having to do with like the budget used for like revamping the Fed building is what they're talking about. But like it's always
Yeah,
so like
dude, I'm
outlandish.
sure they could find some loophole to be like, yeah, this guy did something, or to cast blame on him for something. But at the same time, like, do we really want that? The market is up right now. The market is running. Do we really want to be like, yeah, the guy in office who we know is going to be out of here sooner than later? Do we really want to get rid of him this quickly just because we don't like a couple, like he hasn't cut yet? Like if he cuts next year, that just means 2026 is going to be a very aggressive market, which I'm for.
Yeah, I mean things are ripping. Stocks are at all-time highs. You can go ahead, Sig.
No, I say it's wild because you want to have that that Chinese wall between Trump and what Powell is doing. Like you don't want those two entities to get along and to agree. You want, like, at least in the UK, like the Bank of England is the last stop, right? They can do things that the government can't do. So having those two parties not working together is actually a positive thing for me. Going to Easy's point, if you just put in somebody that Trump wants to be there, you're like, okay, maybe the market continues to pump under Trump's administration because the person in power is doing what Trump wants them to do. But that doesn't mean it's going to be good for the economy in the long term. And that is the uncertainty I think that Easy is alluding to. And so honestly, I don't want to see him go. I want him to finish his term, and then then the market can decide whoever is being elected is that a positive or negative for the market. But him leaving now is just like, right, okay. Essentially, the global king of interest rates is abdicating his throne and is being pushed out, and that is something you don't want.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think the longer he's there, the longer the cycle extends. Kind of like what Easy was saying, like with rate cuts, the potential for rate cuts like overhanging. There's just always that catalyst on the horizon. And then once the rate cuts start, that's kind of like the exit bump, essentially, that you're going to be looking for at like cycle end, I imagine. Right now, looking at rate cuts in 2025, 2 rate cuts being the heavy favorite at 40%. At least 2 rate cuts is at 60%. We're looking at 24% for 1 rate cut and 16% chance of no cuts this year. Part of this is probably factoring in Powell potentially being forced out, but the thing is, Powell can't just cut the rates on his own. It's like a vote between all of the, all of the different governors on the Fed. So he can maybe guide a bit, and if you have somebody in there who is more aggressive towards cutting, maybe he can sway votes one way or the other. But I think I'm with Easy saying like, hey, like keep Powell in there as long as possible, extend the cycle, cuts in 2026, then you look to kind of exit. More of a full exit as opposed to just kind of skimming profits off the table now.
Ray, do you still believe there'll be no cuts this year? You said that about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Well, I never believed there was going to be no cuts this year. I just believe it's more like a time decay play where like I think I entered at like 13 or 14% after that we went all the way up to like 30%. I think I entered maybe around here somewhere. Saying like, hey, things can happen in the interim that 0 cuts is going to run up. Like if we don't see a cut in July, August, people are calling for September now, like a 50-50 cut. We don't see a cut in September, like I think the odds of 0 cuts for the year rises. So my thought process is not hold this to resolution, but hold it till I'm in the profit. It's definitely still like a bet on the rate cut, like in September, essentially. But I thought it dropped to a point where like we could see policy shift or something happen that no rate cuts ends up jumping up in odds. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like the way you expressed it. I didn't realize you were expressing it through Polymarket, so I thought you were just saying it as a statement. But I like it even more that you put your money where your mouth is. And yeah, I think the position that Powell is in is that essentially doing something with rates, like cutting, not cutting, increasing. He's in a very precarious position at the moment. So I think it's a really interesting bet, and we'll see what happens this year. But for now, let's just see if he holds onto his job until September.
Yep. Yeah, I'm holding at 20 cents, essentially. So we're at 16 now. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. Might win, might not win. We'll have to wait and see. Next story on the docket. We talked about ETH a little bit, but I want to talk about like how significant these inflows were for ETH last week. ETH set a record high on weekly inflows to ETFs, over 2 billion worth of inflows over last week, representing 40% of all inflows ever since the start of the approval of the ETFs. Almost matched Bitcoin's inflows on the week, which is absolutely wild. They've never come close previous to this. My question being, like, do you think this continues on the ETF side? I don't know. Like, I know we don't have a crystal ball, but easy. Do you think like ETH inflows like continue this
They're
pace?
gonna just keep going.
Yeah.
They're gonna just keep going.
Okay.
Like in my opinion, they just keep moving. Like it's tough not to think that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm very long ETH right now, like spot, perps, etc. Like just looking for 4K, and I keep finding reasons to be in the trade, and I'm not finding enough reasons to not be in the trade, which is scaring me. Like I'm looking at the ETFs, I'm looking at the treasury companies. Like, is there anything you can give me here easy to like talk me out of this trade? I want to hear like a counterpoint on ETH.
I mean, a lack of staking in the ETFs could be a reason for a sell-off if those are not approved. You got to look at it from a standpoint of obviously foundational selling. That's an issue. But I mean, the overall kind of catalyst for it is just like, dude, price go up. Like, it's really not much stopping us at this point.
Yeah. Speaking of price go up, another big winner on the week, PENGU. Easy. I saw you woke up and to a nice long hitting on PENGU. Where is this one coming? 33% on the week, 22% on the day.
All-time high.
38 cents now. All-time high is what? We're close to that, right?
Yeah.
43 cents.
Yeah. Wow. I do think it's all-time high is basically programmed for it.
Are you still long, or did you close?
No, I closed it overnight. It hit like a take profit that I truthfully just like set because I was like, I'm not gonna watch this chart. I want to sleep. And then that hit, I woke up to like just some nice profit, and I was like, damn, I should have held it because it would have been like a significantly larger gain. I just didn't expect another 25% run. You know,
it's crazy. I mean, that's also, thing, like, go ahead, Signal.
Sorry, I was going to say, like, because it links to your previous question, like, will we continue to see these inflows? If you look at it from a business perspective, like all these investment firms, BlackRock, etc., who have these Bitcoin, Ethereum ETFs, the amount of money they must be making from the fees that they're generating from all these inflows coming in, it's easily one of their top 3 products, easily. Like, I don't even have to look at the data to know that. And just as a sector, if you're looking at where has growth been this year in 2025, it's been crypto and it's been NVIDIA plays, like the semiconductor sector, but specifically NVIDIA. Those 2 areas have been the biggest driver of growth this year. And that is probably most likely what we're going to continue to see in the next 6 months. So you're going to continue to see this rotation happening across into BTC, into Ethereum ETFs. Then secondly, to your point about PENGU here and our earlier conversation about having to go out on the risk curve further out to be able to see those returns because we're already seeing the inflows in these ETFs. PENGU, at least from what I'm understanding, is the only one out there that's getting like closer and closer to potentially becoming that meme coin ETF that we talk about. So this is one of the most interesting tokens, I think, out there. And I think will be even as we go into Q4. I think Easy did the right thing by just cutting his trade now. But for people who are not trading like daily or hourly or anything like that, as a long-term hold, I still think this is one of the most obvious tokens to hold. If you think that meme coin tokens and ones which have a substantial brand and are actually trying to build something are going to be around in the next sort of 6 to 12 months, I think this is one of the obvious ones there. How you want to trade it, how you want to hold it, that's up to you. But I think PENGU is like a solid one. Solid. I'm saying solid in memes, but a solid one to be holding for the next 6 to 8 months. And yes, I still have a bag. Obviously, you've got to say that.
Yeah, I mean, PENGU looking tremendous. I talked about it a couple weeks ago, saying like, hey, like if we see a Dogecoin ETF, like why wouldn't we be able to see a PENGU ETF? They're heavily like tied in with like Van Eck. You know, the Penguin was there ringing the bell. And if you do see these PENGU ETFs, maybe PENGU Treasury companies, like it makes sense for them to close the gap on a Doge or something, like retail saying, hey, Doge was last cycle, it's at XYZ price. PENGU is so much cheaper, small number theory. Like, why didn't I jump in this new one to try to hit a bigger X on my initial gain? I actually went to buy PENGU after that show and realized I'd already bought it back in May. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit on this bag, and it looks nice. Love to see PENGU pumping. Love to see like the Penguins continue to pump as well, up over 16 ETH. Yep, pretty excited about that. I do want to talk about like other opportunities that are out there in the market right now, because I know some people are probably sidelined right now. Like, as unfortunate as that is, like we're in position, we're waiting for some sort of confirmation. Is there anything you're looking at in terms of alts, Easy or Signal right now that you're interested in? Are you sitting on your hands, or are you looking for plays actively? Do you see anything that's potentially undervalued, not pumping yet, has more room to pump?
So I mean, right now everything's in the green, so it's difficult to jump into everything. Well, it's difficult like to take the plunge right now. I feel like you kind of should have taken your position in the last 6 months, but today, if I had to make a bet, I would put my money. I'd go all in on Rect. I'll just be like, Rect, there it is, putting my chips down. I've held that since, well, I've had it since I got airdropped it ages ago when they gave it to NFT collections, and then I've been accumulating since then. So I feel like, it's horrible to say it now because it's at an all-time high, but I just feel like this is like, follow the founder, follow Ovi, follow what they're doing, taste the product. The drinks are amazing. I like meme coins that are tied, or I mean, he calls it a brand coin, but I like meme coins that are tied to real businesses. That's why I like PENGU, and I really like Rect. I've got a whole bag of their drinks in my fridge, taking up way too much space. So this would be the one that I would go in for. But obviously, it's had like 7 days of all-time high hits, but I still really like it.
Yeah, we're at green candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days in a row, setting a new all-time high on Rect. Pretty wild. I'm very happy I jumped in this last week, 2 weeks ago. Easy convinced me to get a Rect guy. They're up nicely. I bought some Rect token as well, thinking I was buying like the top essentially, but I think I have basically the same thesis you do, Sig. Love to see them win, another company that's been around and knows how to navigate the crypto cycle. Speaking of navigating the crypto cycle, we have the savant, the Moonbirds predictor, who jumped on right here. We've got Sea Dog. How you feeling today, Sea Dog? Seeing your NFTs absolutely go ham.
Sometimes you got to know where you shine, right? Meme coins, that's not my place, right? Alts, not my place either. NFTs, I've been called the savant of NFTs. And I got laughed at on Friday. Easy laughed at me. He said, damn, hey, this guy is talking about NFTs, dumbass. And you check the price right now, everything is green. You could have bought Clone X. You could have bought Robotos, Little Lemon Friends, and you'd be up. So I feel pretty freaking good right now, Ray. I'm not gonna lie. I feel good. And I mean, there is nothing like NFTs right now. I've been buying more, actually. I've been deploying some more capital, and I want to buy more. Why? Because these are being bought, other than like Moonbirds and a couple other NFTs. These are being bought as like collectibles, right? Or like flexes from people being euphoric, and they're gonna buy these as like, okay, this is like the last tail end that they're buying them at. So this feels good. This feels really freaking good. I don't know. I think Azuki's Elementals still look good. I mean, seeing the green prices on some of these is crazy.
It's like everything from last cycle. Anything from this cycle is down. It's wild.
I mean, captains at 0.3. Captains at 0.3. Is that crazy? Like, if we're gonna get crazy up in here,
what did Nick buy his captain at?
Oh, he's down 90% on it. Like Raymond, we're back up on. We're not underwater on a Taproot Wizard anymore. I mean, come on, dude. Yo, it feels good, dude.
I just reached every single NFT I own. Every last one is gone. Reached every one. Just hearing Sea Dog talk right now, they're all gone. I have zero negative. I'm actually shorting on Wasabi, the entire market right now. All NFTs. Every single one.
You sidelined? It
No.
Sidelined up in here, man.
No.
It smells like sidelined up in here.
You're cheering that you're break even.
Hey,
that's crazy. Like you're euphoric to no longer be down money.
We're all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. Wag me. Yeah. Taproot Wizards are pumping. Hey, Bodoggos are pumping. Every NFT is green. Yeah.
Love it. Whole pumping too. Retardio Cousins up 59% on the day.
What price are they at? They're 5.4. I bought one at 4.3. I'm up one Solana. Yo, who faded? Hey, we're pumping. We're pumping.
Oh God, he's grittying now too.
This doesn't make me feel good.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Like, none of this has to be like, hell yeah, brother. This makes me feel terrible. I've never felt so bad about prices going up in my entire life.
Oh no, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like
I'm like stressed and overwhelmed.
Do you remember like a couple of months ago, I think his name is Bishop. He was like, can we talk about NFTs? Because we used to love them so much. Now we're talking about NFTs and everyone, like people are nervous that the prices is going up along with the Clemente. By the way, Clemente, I love the dancing. I love the singing. I love to see that energy back. I do. It's just that I get nervous because I got PTSD when you said, are we buying captains at 0.3? And I remember you saying it with the same conviction when you used to say, are we buying captains at 7 ETH? Do you remember that? How like deep he would say that conviction, and now it's at 0.3, and it's only for that reason, Clemente, that I can't join you in this dance. I just have price PTSD.
I got one question for you, Sig.
Go. Yeah, I am. I do not own a captains. I don't, but I do own a Moonbird, so I'm good. You have no idea what I had to do to press that button again after losing so much money on that
collection. The stress I had of buying sweeping mythics. Even being like extremely highly confident the price would go up, I was sitting there like this. Press the button.
Exactly.
Just press it. And you got big Sea Dog over here like, we're all gonna make it.
We're all gonna make it. Dude, you know what? What I feel a lot of trauma from you guys. You need to
there's some there. I won't lie.
The scars are gonna heal, right? It's like, again, after a breakup, right? You need some time to heal. I understand if your heart got broken. Everyone's heart gets broken every once in a while. I'm ready to get hurt again. Bring on the pain. I'm ready.
You're addicted to opiates. You don't even feel the pain.
I feel good right now, man. I feel good. I woke up. In the last 2 years. Last night I didn't have any nightmares.
Has this been like an issue? Nightmares?
Dude, I have so many nightmares. I stopped having them the last 2 days. I've gone 2 days with no nightmares. I woke up before my alarm. Dude, I woke up and I smiled. What I do, I get on OpenSea. Right, literally the first thing I did it's so bad for you, but I just got a dopamine hit. I just started scrolling everything in the green, and I was freaking fired up, man.
Oh God, Clemente, you're just like bringing back memories. Oh, we all used to do that. And it was a sign. It was a sign. It was a sign, Clemente. And I feel like I need to take my market experience and believe in that over your enthusiasm. As much as I love your enthusiasm, I need to believe in the conviction that I have right now that we are not back in 2021. Sorry to break the news to you.
Clemente, how many Robotos did you buy?
Oh, I didn't. I only bought a RoboPet because they were undervalued compared to the Robotos floor.
Wait, when?
Oh, yesterday.
I'm selling everything. I am selling every last asset I own. Everything. I'm selling everything. Every Pokemon card on my desk, every golf club I've bought.
So
I'm
here's
selling it all. We're going 100% cash. When Clemente is homeless, that's when the bottom's in.
I'm at the point to where I've taken enough profits into Bitcoin. All of them, I'm not selling anytime soon. Yeah, you can see the one. Go to chooserich.eth. You can see the one I bought. It's freaking baller, bro. I've like 6 of these.
This pig.
Yeah, dude, that thing is sick. Check that thing out, bro. Thing is like yeehaw, baby. Hey, we're all gonna make it, baby. No, so what were we talking about again? Oh, that the RoboPet distracted me.
You can't be fucking serious right now, dude.
I'm not selling anytime soon. So here's my thought process. I'm fine with everything I've put into NFTs. It's either gonna go to zero, or I'm gonna make generational wealth with it. Right? So what are we talking about?
Is this a vibes thing? You just feeling vibes on NFTs right now?
Yeah. I'm feeling real good about NFTs right now, man.
Easy, you won't buy the seahorse looking MFer.
Yo, easy,
I
dude.
won't.
No,
I will not.
Easy,
I have
that
no issue not buying it.
No, easy. Listen to me. That one in 2021 had actually a 20% premium on the floor. That's undervalued. Easy, buy it.
Oh, no, it did absolutely. And it actually earned 16 more Roboto points, which you could then utilize in the display gallery to customize all of your NFT assets in your virtual museum, which who knows how many people will go there for the right collectors.
Let's look at the seahorse hat floor here.
Do you fucking hear us right now?
Seahorse hat floor is actually like if you look easy, the floor is wide.
Yeah, I mean, there's one other
Actually,
seahorse
it's
at
extremely
0.245,
paper
and then
thin.
there's
You see that
no
little
listing.
purple icon right there underneath the one on OpenSea. Holy buy Jeebus, that one is severely undervalued.
If you buy these two, you are the floor.
Ray,
Honestly,
actually,
fuck this. I'm buying art gobblers. Have you heard about the Goop token? And they ingest paper to earn more Goop tokens.
All right, so that's why I'm not nervous about this pump like you are, Easy. If you remember the absurdity that was art gobblers, like we are nowhere near this.
No, we're not.
Clonex, Raymond. They literally went bankrupt.
You know what? But we're not, because I remember I remember Spencer saying he made like 20 ETH on art gobblers over that weekend. So we're not there yet. But I am nervous that Clonex is printing right now. When I mean, you just know that every Clonex holder, it's like the old hands are just getting it, like cleaning their wallets right now, like early tax cleaning for the end of the year. Tax loss harvesting, that's what you call it. Early tax loss harvesting. But I don't want to rain on Clemente's parade, man, guys. Can we, like, you know what? Let's just for a minute all be on Clemente's page because it feels good. Feels good. Easy, don't shake your head like that. You can fake it.
Dude, Von Miller's still rocking a Clonex. He has faith. This is crazy work. Because he's still posting on Twitter with a Clonex PFP. It's not like he forgot about his Twitter account.
Okay.
He sees his Clonex every day and he's like, yep, that's the one.
Okay, right. A different question. You all have to say which NFT you would buy now, regardless of this price action. If you were to buy one now, just for the NFT 2021 vibes, you see Clemente in a RoboPet, what would you buy, Ray?
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, can you put the screen up? What would you buy?
I'll pull it up. There's only one answer.
Oh, I love that. I love a man with conviction. Hit us.
Right here.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Good
Of
answer,
course.
Raymond.
2 soul floor on the Bodoggos right now. They're flying hot off the shelves. Love to see it. What would I buy outside of Bodoggos is a different question. Because there is no second best. But if we were to pick another asset to potentially trade, what would it be right now? If I had to buy an NFT, I'd probably buy more Kaido NFTs. They're still at the same price.
Bro, Ray, that's whack, dog.
Yep.
Ray, that's freaking nerd, dude.
Yeah, buy another one. Yeah.
Buy something cool, dude. Not a freaking yappy bara.
Yo,
Sorry,
I'm buying
man.
a Cooktopia egg, bro. Milk.
Now
All right.
we're talking.
Sig, what are you buying?
I'd buy a wrecked guy.
Yep, that's a good one too.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Because I'm answering the question properly, and not using
I would buy
Kaito
Thread
NFTs.
Guy's Mutant Ape.
All right, so Mutant
Legacy.
Apes are just under 2 ETH. Rec Guy's 0.65. Easy convinced me to buy a Rec Guy right around, what is this, 0.4?
Yeah, you're over here glug in Clemente's call. I didn't see him give you a conviction play 3 months ago that panned out.
Oh.
This dude's slurping from the rafters once we're at all-time highs. He wasn't here in the doldrums. He wasn't here in the gutter with us. Speaking of gutter cat gang, that's probably what Clemente should buy.
Well, mutants are trading below their normal 5-to-1 premium on apes right now. Apes over 13.
I think all those premiums are out the window with just how many collections they have. Like that premium existed when you had 2 collections. That premium exists for Pudgies, Little Pudgies. I think it still exists for Moonbirds, Mythics, Oddities. Other side is like, dude, I could just go buy a piece of virtual land. When Sandbox land starts pumping again, that's when we get out. When Snoop Dogg comes back for his 14th drop on Sandbox land of the cycle, not even overall, just of this month, that's when we get out.
What has the Sandbox team been doing over the last 3 years?
Listen, man, eating at Benihana's and enjoying Turks and Caicos, baby.
I don't know, man, but the founder, I think his name's Sebastian. He's always at NFT Paris, so they're still doing stuff. They're still building.
No, they're still working. They have a big booth every time. Like they still have games and stuff. Like I'm just shooting the shit. I think that Sandbox Land's actually trying to do some stuff. They did a whole Jurassic Park experience. Like I do have to give them credit for still trying to innovate on the metaverse stuff. Like they didn't rug, plain and simple. Like good for them. They made $1 bajillion and did not just say fuck you guys, I'm out.
I want another experience, like seeing this Sandbox land map for the first time and understanding what it was. Like this was cool. Like seeing all the plots, like trying to price things, like find like good plots next to like Snoop Dogg's house. Does Snoop Dogg still have a house here? I don't even know. Yeah, but we're looking at the Sandbox land map right now where it seems like there's still a bunch of active communities. Looks like they have Discords now that are like kind of overlaid that you can go into.
Wait, this is live? Hey, bro, come on. What are we looking at? What are we talking about? Sandbox, dog? Yo.
Sorry, you got me on the Sandbox tangent. I was like, I had to check out Sandbox.
Let's talk about the real stuff, please.
Floor's at 0.06 ETH on land. Who's buying these for 0.06? I don't know. Clemente, what's your pick? What are you buying right now? Any NFT?
Not Bodagos. I would buy Retardio Cousins, 5.4 soul. Would be my pick for a 3.
We're all gonna make it.
We're all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. NFTs. Buy a Retardio cousin. They're going so much higher. All the NFTs are bullish. Freaking go, dude.
Clemente, you can actually sing, man. You just got to change the lyrics. Change the lyrics, and I'm ride or die with you.
Dude. Fired up, man.
A couple buys since we've been talking about them on the Retardio Cousins. 5.6 ETH or 5.6 Soul Floor. Easy. What's your NFT if you had to buy one right now?
He's probably gonna say some bullshit like freaking. I don't even know what he's got to say, bro.
If I had to buy any NFT in the entire world right now, honestly, I'd probably buy a Bored Ape.
Bro's just trying to flex his wealth. Hey, yo, if I had to buy one right now, I'd probably buy CryptoPunk. Honestly, yo,
I think Bored Apes are undervalued. That's just me. You're over here buying Roboto pets to try to capitalize on their second rug. You're literally going back, dude. It's like you've gotten your ass kicked. You're in an abusive relationship. You got 2 black eyes. Finally got a restraining order, and you went back. You were like, this actually just sounds great. You used to have a Roboto's PFP. I saw the black eyes. I saw the marks on your arms, kid. I tried to help, and you know what you did? You called up your mommy and said, we're back together.
First of all,
said? You better not bring her ass home. And then you know what you did? You cried in bed for 3 weeks and had nightmares for the last 2 months. Yeah, so that's what happened. All right?
First of all, they're robo pets. not Roboto Pets. And second of all,
The fact you got to correct me on this goddamn name over here is absolutely outlandish.
I'm not even gonna defend it, bro. Hey, you know, you don't need you're not an NFT connoisseur. I breathed this ecosystem for 6 months straight. Did I make money on it? No. But I've learned so much through the loss that I'm now coming into it. Boom. Ready to lock in.
Do you have any more theoretical trades, Clemente? I remember there was a time when we would follow your theoretical trades and not your real trades. So I'd love to hear more from you on the theoretical side.
If you want my theoretical, it's the same as it was 2 years ago. I'm buying a Sappy Seal at 0.5 ETH. I'm buying a Sappy Seal. They're at 0.5. They got 2 million active users on their game. They're gonna build it on Monad. I mean, what else could you want? Sappy Seals.
Like.
Well, I'd buy this little Mexican looking dude with the eye patch. This churro looking ass.
Yeah, basically your cousin.
He's saying arf arf.
No me gusta. Arf.
Hey, me gusta NFTs.
Me gusta. Fuck it. I love JPEGs.
Hey, Sappy Seal. Me gusta WAB. WAB, I love Monad.
Me gusta WAB.
I love Monad, homie. All right. I'm fired up. Ray, let's wrap, dude. I could do this all day. Ray's muted. Ray, you're muted, big dog. Out of.
I said you have to throw some pirate in there as well, since he's got the eye patch. You need to do the Spanish pirate accent. I don't know if you have that one in your repertoire.
Arf. I am captain now.
Oh, God.
That's going to do it for today's show. Wonderful return for me. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Everything's pumping. We're back to 2021 vibes. You can catch us Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Watch us back on YouTube. You can see what we're talking about in real time. Catch us on all major streaming, all major podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, etc. Thanks again for listening. Have a wonderful